So, college football presented its fans with a genuine problem this morning. There were so many great games, and the fans had to pick and choose where they gave their attention. But today, we're going to talk about a game that I had as much fun watching as any game here recently, and that was Clemson being able to fend off Wake Forest in an incredibly exciting game. Before we can, as always, y'all know the drill. I need to hear from you. Hop down to the comments, give me a Y for yes, N for no. Were you impressed by the Clemson Tigers in this game? And let me know what you're thinking. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Hit that bell notification as I do constant college football content. You don't want to miss any of it. And if you enjoyed this content, be sure to like and comment down below. Those interactions seem small, but they really are massive to content creators such as myself, and both getting picked up and maintained by the YouTube algorithm. But with all that being said, let's hop right into this. And first and foremost, hats off to Clemson. Look, in the last few years, we've come to expect Clemson's defense to be one of the best in all of football. Today, they were getting taken advantage of. Hartman and Wake Forest were able to find matchups they liked and repeatedly attack those matchups. And it was interesting because the one area of question we've had over the past two seasons, this season and last season for Clemson, has been the offense. But that offense stepped up in a big way today. Because if I told you going into this game that Wake Forest would score 45 points, you probably would have chose Wake Forest to win the game, especially because Clemson's offense just hasn't been able to find its consistency. But today, DJ Uiagalelei had a huge game. When the lights were the brightest, he made the big plays, made the big throws, and Clemson's offense showed up in a really big way. Will Shipley is a huge piece to this offense, accounting for over 100 yards on the ground, but we cannot take away from DJ U's performance. 5 touchdowns, 371 yards, going 26 of 41, and Clemson was able to dig deep and come out with a win. On the other side of this, if you're Wake Forest, you're disappointed you didn't get a victory, but man, oh man, did that offense look potent. Sam Hartman was slicing up that defense at will, it seemed like, and he was hyper effective, going 20 of 29, 337 yards, and 5 touchdowns. And it wasn't just Sam Hartman through the air. Josh Ellison was incredibly effective on the ground, accounting for 73 yards on the ground as well. This was a game that had it all. It had its moments of intrigue. There were so many points where it looked like either team could come away or even run away with the victory, and at the end it went to 2 overtimes. This was a day of tremendously fun college football games. Kansas and Duke went head-to-head, and I contend Kansas is one of the most fun teams in all of college football right now. If you didn't get to watch that, maybe you were tuned in to see Michigan and Maryland duke it out. That game too came down to the wire and had its moments where each team looked like they could take hold and take home the victory. That was another game that was a ton of fun, and especially the game we talked about today. Really one of the most fun games I've seen this year. Both teams answered the call when the moments demanded it, but at the end of the day, we need to give a lot of credit to Clemson's offense because it's been a unit that many around college football have criticized throughout this year and even into last year. And it's been the Clemson defense that's been able to carry them to some victories, but not today. The Clemson defense had an opponent that had their number, that was taking it to them, and it was Clemson's offense that stood up and got them the victory. This is a great performance by all parties involved. If you're Wake Forest, if you're Clemson, just a ton of fun. I can't wait to hear from y'all. Hop down to the comments. Let me know what you thought about this game. Let me know what you thought about some of the other games, and then let me know what game you're going to watch next. That's it. See ya.